I'm Ken Paulson, and we are on the Sandy Beaches Cruise number 23, and delighted to spend a little time with Spooner Oldham, a fabulous songwriter and performer, played on sessions for some of the greatest records of all time. And this is like your seventh?
My seventh trip on the Sandy Beaches cruise with Deborah McClinton and all his friends. He's got a lot of them, you know. Yeah, so
So, how did you fall in with Delbert McClinton?
I met Delbert. I lived in Los Angeles a lot of years, got married, moved out there from Memphis, and I'm from Alabama now, but I was then. And someone, I can't recall who did it, called me, would you play keyboards on a recording session? We're doing an album with Delbert and Glenn. So I went to the studio and played on that album. That was the beginning of my, you know, and through the years I've learned more about Delbert and Glenn. And
So, is that the original Delbert and Glenn record?
I
Like
s-
72 or so?
yes, that's when I don't know what year I moved to Los Angeles, probably, 70, 71.
There are a lot of songwriters on this boat, and there's always, no matter how accomplished somebody is, they go to a party and they say they're a songwriter, and somebody says, "Oh, really? What did you write?" And a surprising number of times people go, "Well, sorry, I haven't heard any of those." You don't have that problem. You
Well,
just say
thank
"Cry
you.
Like a Baby" and
Hope so.
and
You know, a lot of my songs, I still write, but a lot of the songs that became hits were like late 60s, 70s. There was a stream of them, me and Dan Penn were quite prolific at the time. And some of the songs, like you said, that one, Cry Like a Baby, and I'm Your Puppet, and what's some others? I think one of the first songs I had that got on the R&B charts, Joe Simon, Let's Do It Over. And I was so excited because I was pretty young back then. I was working at Fame Recording Studio and as a writer for Fame Publishing Company. So Joe Simon came there from Los Angeles, recorded, and I played on the record. And it was moving up the R&B charts. And what I remember about that was like, it was on VJ Records. And VJ Records, at that point in time, they'd had the first Beatles album. So they were looking good, from a distance. And the little 45, I was getting excited. There may actually be money in this business someday if it keeps selling and getting radio airplay. Well, and then VJ Records was doing full-page ads in Billboard magazine at that time. I thought, boy, that's expensive, I'm sure. And so one month it'd be this month we're number 5 record company in the world. Next month it'd be this month we're number 4 record company in the world. And then the next month number 3 record company in the world. And about the time they got to number 3, they went bankrupt. So that's my introduction in the record band.
So you played keyboards before you were a songwriter, right?
Well, it's all simultaneously. I did play in a little band as a teenager before I wrote songs. I was writing a couple songs. Mom and Dad's basement, a little upright piano, and I'd put a couple of little puppy love songs. I'd put them in the bench under the seat and never played them to anybody except my sister Judy. She sang a little bit, and she learned it. She'd sing it and I'd play it. I don't think we ever got it out in public, but I should find that song now and get it back out.
So you live in Muscle Shoals even today. Do you sometimes sit there and go, how in the world did my little town become the equivalent of Liverpool and England and other London and other music?
Well, I sort of got it young when I was about 18, 17. I played on a record with Arthur Alexander, who was from Sheffield, Alabama. And I think at the time he was Tom Stafford. I was going upstairs up over the drugstore in Florence, Alabama, and he had a piano and actually a little concertone recorder, 15 inch per second. That's the first time I had like a glass, like a radio place had. first time I've been to the studio. And so Tom said, to me, said, I found this singer, songwriter that works at a bellhop at Sheffield Hotel. I think he's written a hit song. And I had never heard that terminology around there. You know, it's a new thing to think about. Well, later I met Arthur, heard the song, overdubbed with David Briggs, who's a Nashville stalwart keyboard player. He and I grew up same community. So overdubbed organ, he played piano on that record, and it was a hit. So shortly after that record was a hit, or during the time it was hit, the Beatles covered it.
Anna, yeah. Must have been Anna.
Yeah, that was his second song, which I didn't play on. That was recorded in Nashville. I think Floyd Kramer may have played on that, and I went to the session, and I think he copied my riff on the demo that Arthur and I did, which was fascinating to me, you know. Anyway, back to and then the Rolling Stones, I think they covered Better Move On.
Oh, yeah.
So me as a teenager and working with Arthur and thinking, well, this is strange. England, you know, this sort of new band, and they're digging this stuff. And it got in my mind, well, music world is really vastly small. It's worldwide in a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it can be if you got the right sounds going out. So yeah, I took it all universally pretty early. It didn't matter where you're from, what you've done. You know, it's the music that counts.
And Muscle Shoals is now synonymous with the sound and, you know, legends.
Yeah, it's just real fortunate. You know, Rick Hall, he had that Fame studio, and that was a good thing. And then James Joyner down there, he operated a school bus. I mean, a Joyner bus line, which is a commercial bus line. He had a little recorder in his office, and he wrote and published 6 Days on the Road. I remember wrote one of the early hits out there called "Falling Star" by Jimmy C. Newman. And I think Bobby Denton, who later became Alabama Senator, had a version of it. So yeah, I was exposed to songs and records young, and that helped me to continue. You know, I'm blessed with opportunities, willing to work still. You know.
So it's 2017. Take us up to that. Are you still writing?
I'm still writing. Lately, I've been writing with my first cousin, Mark Narmore, who lives in Alabama, but he goes to Nashville a lot and writes with songwriters. And he wrote. He's had a couple of things that were successful. I know one was "The Moon Over Georgia" that Shenandoah did years ago, and another one is "That's What I Like About Sunday" that Craig Morgan did. And I met up with an old friend, Carl Holder. So we, three of us, have been writing together, and I think I've got like 135 songs with them the last 3 years. You know? So yeah, I'm still writing. It's just it's sort of odd, you know, like when I was in studio all the time working with people. I still do a lot of studio work, but it's not so easy to think about, well, what are you going to do with this song? You know, and there it is. So I put it on my shelf and it collects dust, but you know, maybe I'll get a whim someday to play it to somebody.
So are you playing this week, right?
I am playing tomorrow night here on the cruise.
Anything new in your mix, or is it going to be the classics?
Oh, I'll do probably 4 or 5 songs all the time will allow. There's 4 writers, Delbert McClinton, Bruce Chanel, and Donnie Fritz. And it'll be fun, but no, I have nothing new that I've added. You know, I don't want to learn something. I don't like to memorize my songs. To keep writing them and forget them. So I have to work it with my own songs.
The ones that are
typical.
The ones that are half century old, you probably got down pretty well now.
And right now, my big deal is to try to do 4 or 5 songs without a lyric sheet. I mean, to me, that's a big accomplishment.
Yeah. Well, we'll look forward to that. Thank you for your time,
Thank
Spooner.
you.
It's a
Good
real
to
pleasure
see
to talk to you.
Take care, Ken.
Thank you.